Yeah, I play Agent Tequila. I'm part of the Statesman, which is sort of like a brother or sister organization to the Kingsman. It's tough to make like something that's completely original, and that's what Matthew Vaughn did. I mean, and these guys, Taron was a complete unknown, and he just was Eggsy, and I was just like a fanboy, and I just wanted to do any part. They could have asked me to play, you know, bartender number 2, and I'd have done it. This is like very quintessential English film, but a punk rock one at that. And so it was just kind of a new experience in general for me. I got to learn all kind of new slang and stuff, and it was good. I got to teach them a little bit about. I don't even think most Americans are going to understand what I say in this movie, because we went very, very, very deep south in some of the euphemisms that I use. It's like they took hot sauce and crystal meth and poured it on what they made on the first film, and that's what you're gonna get in this one. Oh my God, this is I mean, come on, look at this. Like, this is about as good and big as you can possibly get. I think we're gonna have the man himself, Elton John, here later. I mean, this is like, it doesn't get any cooler for us.
I've sat in the screenings and just heard audible reactions, and so I think it's a film that creates that. You know, not every film creates gasps, laughs, even the odd hanky coming out, I think. So, you know, it is quite a ride. You sort of, you know, within a few seconds of the film starting, you're suddenly holding on to your seat. I mean, we've kept in touch anyway, so it doesn't feel quite as much like a return as a kind of continuation. I hope it goes on. I'd love there to be another one, because it just feels like one long mission. Well, they're all brilliant, and we were all hopelessly starstruck. You know, it was all we could do to kind of, you know, do our day job and remember that, you know, we were here first in this film. I think what's wonderful is, you know, we've all seen those archetypes before, the suited English gentleman or the cowboy with the fringe jacket. But when you put them together, they sort of flatter each other in a way. I think they make a virtue. I've never felt quite so well suited or as proud of London as when you have your American guests there. Oh, fantastic. It fits absolutely. We pull up here in a cab, Leicester Square, you know, it's absolutely consistent with the flavor of the whole thing.
Charlie is a little bit bitter. A little bit angry that he didn't get into Kingsman, and Julianne Moore's character Poppy, she kind of gives him the opportunity to wreak revenge. Since I have been watching films, I have been watching her. She's been in the first films that I ever watched. So to get to watch them when they're at the peak of their craft, which is what they are, it's like a masterclass. You know, it's amazing.
I play Ginger Ale, and my character is sort of the counterpart to the Mark Strong character, Merlin. She's sort of the geeky, brainy, behind-the-scenes kind of gal. Matthew Vaughn, I was a big fan of the first Kingsman. I wanted to work with this illustrious group of actors, and I personally, having been in a Bond movie, I really love these kinds of films. I love it. I have some of the fondest memories of my Bond premiere. We had a royal premiere here, and those are some of my fondest memories, so I'm glad to be back in London.
Well, I play the head of an organization called the Statesman, and they are the counterpart to the Kingsman, you know, the Brit version. We're the American guys, and I play a fella by the name of Champ, or my full name, which my character doesn't really like too much, is Champagne. It's a little too frou-frou for me. I like Champ. The first one, I was a big fan. I think Matthew Vaughn, the director, and Colin and Taron, they really knocked the ball out of the park with it. It was just so much fun. It's not a matter of just turning it up to 11, faster and funnier. It's really, I guess what it does have in common with the first one is surprises. It's going to take you in different directions that you're not expecting.
Well, not to give anything away, I don't want to spoil anything, but I am the villain of the piece. I am the leader of a huge drug cartel, and I want to make my business legal.
She's pretty despicable. It must have been a great fun character.
It was a lot of fun. I think Matthew's done a wonderful thing with his franchise. He's really infused the traditional spy genre with so much humor and excitement and edge, and I was very happy to participate. Yeah, and it was Colin too. You know, Colin's a friend of mine. He texted me and asked me if I knew the first one, did I like it? And I said I loved it. He goes, well, that's great because I think Matthew wants to offer the villain in the second one. Elton John, the wonderful, amazing, beautiful Elton John. I mean, I never thought growing up that I'd ever be in the same room with him, let alone get a chance to act with him. It's great. Can I tell you something? I don't think I've ever done a premiere in London where it's been light outside. I'm always here in the wintertime. So it's kind of great to be here in Leicester Square when it's still light.
If they like the first one, they're going to love this. It's just continuation of the first movie. All the characters are back, going on new journeys, and it's a sequel that is worth watching and worth making.
I play Agent Whiskey, a more veteran member of the Statesman agency, which is like a sister spy network to the Kingsman, and I'm really badass. Thanks to Matthew Vaughn. A mustache, a whip, a lasso, and 2 guns.
Yeah,
and a Stetson. Well, it's all. I think that's just Matthew Vaughn's genius in terms of like knowing how to entertain people. He takes Britannica, is that what you would say? And heightens the cultural elements to such extremes. And then if you're going to make a second one, you know, pull the rug out from under everyone by making, you know, bringing Americana into it. And that sort of like see it complement one another, see rivalry, and just loads of fun. There's incredible action sequences. I'm in some of them, and I don't know, man. It's pretty funny. I'm waiting for the talkie. You know what I mean? I think everyone thinks I'm some kind of an athlete, and I'm really not. I'm just an actor. I'm just an actor, and my back is killing me. Just more of the first. I think all of his movies, he pushes the envelope in terms of entertainment. His intention isn't necessarily to shock you, but it is to entertain and to keep you guessing. And if he did that in the first one, he does way more of it in the second. And he said something really funny to me the other day. He's like, if people hated the first one, they're really gonna hate the second one.
Everything that you got in Kingsman 1, just times 10. What Matthew's done with the script, storylines, the fight scenes are bigger. I think it's even maybe online. It's bigger, better, badder, everything more. Just whatever you think you're going to get, you're not. Just be prepared to be surprised as normal. Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. I remember the first Kingsman, that felt huge. This feels even larger, and seeing everyone dressed up as the characters, it's a really nice atmosphere, really cool.
I think it's amazing. I think Matthew has set up a universe in which anything goes. He says himself, no one ever really dies in Kingsman. And I just think it's got a real originality and uniqueness to it. And I'm just very glad that my old friend and mentor is back in action. Colin has remained a really good friend, and I'm just very glad to be back with him. Yeah. I think he's a little bit more grown up. I don't think he's the finished article yet, but I think he's someone who is still very honourable, very well-meaning, but ultimately still a work in progress and still forming. So he still makes mistakes. Still, you know, is still kind of trying to figure out exactly who he is, which is great. And then if we do a third one, then I'll be like Harry Hart and be a full badass. It was months of work, incredibly physical. I think I have something like 5 big action sequences, and that's just me. So yeah, there was a lot of work that went into learning and making them look good. What was incredible is the validation of being involved in something which obviously meant a great deal to me, and then coming back to do a sequel, and it was good enough that it attracted all of these. I think we've got 5 Oscar winners in the movie, and they were all such fans of the first one. That's what's incredibly exciting. Oh, it's a great buzz, isn't it? I love this orange carpet. It's so cool. Yeah, it's amazing. Obviously, you know, this is what's happened now. Everyone seems to have really connected with the first film. Matthew Vaughn said, if you didn't like the first one, you're really going to hate this one.
It's Kingsman, isn't it? So, you know, obviously the script, you know, brilliant. All the ideas are great. Matthew Vaughn's brilliant. The cast's amazing. Taron, Shannon Tatum. Just, yeah. And that, obviously the first film was unbelievable. So yeah, when I got the phone call and Matthew wanted to meet me in London for it, it was just like I kind of put the phone down and I was like, wow, did that just happen? And yeah, just came up to London, met with Matthew, discussed the part, and before I knew it, I was getting a fitting for my Kingsman suit. Laughs, action, yeah, just a lot of fun, I think.